Yo, what's up guys, this is HappyNo with another Guild Wars 2 PvP video, and this time with the Kaiser, my Dragonhunter, my new one. I decided to show you this gameplay here because I had like two good players in my team and just wanted to give you an insight how it is if you have a decent team to play in a good team composition, I will say something like that. So we have Frostball, which is a known streamer and pro gamer, as I remember it correctly. He's also a Mesmer main, or not even Mesmer main, I'm not so sure. And Maijo, Maijo, I don't know how he calls himself properly, but I like him. He's a pretty good Necromancer player, and he's playing Scourge, and Frostball the Cancer Mirage, I guess. My team is a solid comp, I would say, because we have 5 different professions, which is pretty nice, and you will not find that so often, especially in certain cancer metas. And I decided to not go far because Frostball was going for that, but I always decide to watch what's going on far. If I can maybe help or get a nice one shot with some help, it is nice. And the enemy players just decided to go on to me because we have here what's his name, Grochaton, which is a guy that always tries to kill me and hunt me, but he's not really able to do that. And you can see it here. What they done wrong is they wasted most of their abilities to try and get me down, which was not happening so fast. And the enemy, what's his name, Holosmith, tries also with a rampage to get me first and then just swaps his target. I go with the mace 3 to give Aegis to my ally, interrupt the enemy players so my ally can get away a little bit, and he's managing to survive quite nice there, the Spellbreaker, but of course he has nice sustainabilities. I decided to CC the Tempest because if he gets the overload he will apply a shock aura, and that's not good for my team. And you can see it here, I have a target on this guy, but my team is not just focusing at this guy, which is not so great. But therefore we have double cap, and this means we have the entire time points ticking for us. And here I wanted to just keep him a little bit busy because in 1v1 situations my build is not so strong against his, because he's playing with a Mander amulet or something like that. He's playing condition healer, and you can see it here, he playing with a mantra that applies weakness, blind and something like that, cripple blind stuff, which is really annoying to fight against. And of course he has massive healing, and my build is on slow damage. That's why he has the upper hand, condition damage, self healing. And yeah, you can see it here, I'm really close to die, but I really wanted to hold the point. And Frostball, awesome player, he notices that it's not in my favor, this matchup, and he just joins that battle. And I wanted to give it to him, but I saw that we have mid and my team had no need for me on middle, and we were able to get something going on like this. We have still a double cap while the enemy players have gotten 1 point here, and I was not so sure here if I should join close or stay on the midpoint, but I see that 2 players joining here. I go back to that point. It was just dangerous for me because of the Condi Firebrand, but otherwise I would have no trouble. And even though he's playing this condition build, I guess if I would make some adjustments to my build I would be able to kill him. But the problem is, you can see it here, Firebrand, tons of boons, reflects, he just can encounter Dragonhunter pretty hard. But I could also just go play counter against the conditions with Contemplation of Purity and stuff like that. So easy one. I try to get the full cap here, get a nice kill onto this guy, interrupting the other guy. And yeah, I understand this Grochaton guy that he plays with the healing amulet, because without the healing amulet he would not be it would not be possible to do anything with this build. You can apply some conditions, but afterwards you are just dead because no healing. I focused on the Revenant, of course, because the weakest target, and he plays also this other build here with stability and stuff, but it just benefits him not so much. I decide not to attack because of healing skill, interrupting him a little bit, and yeah, just go on with this fight. So I had this feeling that the enemy players were also not like the worst, but we just had the better team comp, as I said, mixed team, knowing what to do and how to do it, and therefore we just won this game without any doubts here. But I'm not even so sure if we lost something or not. I see my ally here giving him no, I just blocked for him, but now I gave him stability to not allow them to CC him. They all retreat to the base, and this is also something that shows that the enemy players have some kind of understanding in the game, which means if they will be like bad players, they will just stay outside and take this 3v2 or something and just randomly die there. And here Maijo dies. Normally I support him always with some healing and stuff, but this was just a little bit too fast, and I was more focusing on the Revenant to CC him and to try and interrupt this guy. And here what happens is now we are in a disadvantage for people here, and I try to just get the best that I can, but it was not so possible. I wanted to wait here for my F3 shield, yeah, to just make the enemy waste as much as possible of their cooldowns. And here I stay on the tree where they can port onto me. I just fail and jump down a little bit, which was really bad. Using my elite skill, trolling again a little bit the enemy players, and you can see it here. This point was really funny because the the what's the name, Holosmith just realizes that he's just freaking time wasting here with me, and it just takes a little bit too much time. He just stops here for a second because he realizes that he has lost all the caps while chasing me around. Or when was it? Yeah, he goes back here and now he realized something like that. Something's really bad happening here. Yeah, to the point that Dragonhunter has not so much survivability. In certain situations he sucks with his survivability, but otherwise you can kite quite good 2 players if you manage to do it properly and if you have no lag. Like I have on my games. And again, triple cap, not allowing the enemy players to progress, not a little bit. But you can see it here, my team manages to survive and kite around pretty good. The Spellbreaker died after such a long time. Frostball made it out safely, and here I can just hold this 1v1. Hammer Guardian, which is not such a big threat. He could be a threat if he will get me with his attacks, but yeah, if you manage to dodge all of them, it's just Hammer not so viable. Blocking his sword attacks, just auto attacking him a little bit because he would have died here sooner or later, which he does now. They got Frostball down, but he gets revived, or which one was it? Baxter. And yeah, that was just like an easy game, which I wanted also to show you here. During my vacations, recorded the game and afterwards talking a little bit about what was going on. Top stat healing and defense, which is not so great. Most of the times I get damage top stat, but with decent team players, you can see it here, Frostbolt got the kills and the damage, which should be like this. And I also here show you at the ending the build, which you can just copy and try out, because I showed this build in 1,000 videos, and this video is also recorded after the latest update, which means the spear is enhanced, I will say, but I'm not so sure about it. And nothing really else changed for my Dragonhunter, if I remember it correctly. Everything is same, only on the core guardians some trait lines changed, but basically this is it. And as always guys, you can see now 3 of my other videos, which you can watch or not, and of course subscribe to my YouTube channel, because yeah, my channel is growing pretty much. I have quite a lot of views on my channel. I'm the biggest PvP YouTuber still, and I would like to stay that as long as possible. And yeah, the Dragonhunter build with some decent gameplay, I would say. Not my best, but still quite good enough. It was a fun game, and yeah, showing you what you can do with a decent team, and if you see your allies not dying like on my other video that I explained, and people dying so many times. On this one, if you count the deaths, you will see there were not so many. And yeah, my meta build, my own creation of the build, strongest Dragonhunter build, which you should really try. And yeah, it's just like the best. Now I wish you all a good day, and I see you in my next videos. That was HappyNo with some Dragonhunter gameplay after the latest updates. Bye bye all.